Hey guys, I'm Zell, and today we're doing another Drinking and Thinking with Zell. Maybe this one should be a Grinding and Thinking with Zell. I don't know. Anyhow, I was kind of roughing out a profile for a new field chopper, and thought I'd let you guys get a glimpse. Anyhow, let's take it on somewhere where it's a little quieter, and we're going to talk about knife maintenance. Should it be necessary? Anyhow, we'll get to that here in just a minute. So you've got 9 seconds to get your drink or grinder of choice, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, it's been water, Mountain Dew, and coffee for me today because, well, messing with the grinders and other machinery, you just can't be drinking that other stuff, and we'll fix that. Anyhow, today I wanted to talk about knife maintenance. The 560 Freak video yesterday sparked a lot of comments about knife maintenance, quality control, and other things that I find interesting. And hopefully you will too. Anyhow, so the 560 Freak, which I have right here, is a pretty slick design. Is it perfect? Yeah, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's going to be a design a lot of people are going to like and enjoy because of this VersaFlex, or whatever they're calling it, stuff on the handle being kind of soft. But it's still a Benchmade. The Benchmade has had some quality control issues in the past. And people kind of voiced their concerns about their quality control issues they've seen with Benchmade. And some of the comments kind of got to me. People talking about not wanting to do any maintenance whatsoever on a new knife. And while I understand them, I also think we need to realize that knives are a maintenance item. They are not an item that just works all the time. We have to do a little maintenance. If you have this Benchmade, and say the Benchmade is all centered up properly, has a good pivot, and has a good action like this particular Freak does. Well, what are the things you're going to have to do to it? Well, periodically you're going to have to check the pivot, you're going to have to check it for blade play, and give it a few drops of oil down in there. Just like you do your car. Your car has to have an oil change every 3,000 to 10,000 miles, depending on what kind of oil you're using and what kind of car you've got. And that's just basic maintenance. Well, this is just basic maintenance to keep your knife running the way it should. So that's the way I view it. How do you view it? There are other things too. I have a hinderer here, and it's an XM18 3.5 inch working finish. It's got those little radioactive sign nuts there. So this is like a $475 or a $500 hinderer, and it's a great knife. Came to me perfect from Hinderer Knives. A couple weeks later, the blade started listing off center, and I had to do a little bit of adjustment and give it a little dose of oil. It's just part of maintenance as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, that's close to a $500 knife, and I still consider it maintenance. Let me know if you think differently. And if you think differently, or you think the same as me, let me know why. Why should we let Hinderer Knives charge us? These things start at like $425 and they go up over $500 to the stratosphere. Why should we let them charge us $500 for a knife that we're going to have to do maintenance for? Or, if you're in the we should be doing maintenance group, why should we be doing maintenance on a $500 knife? There are ways to avoid maintenance for your knives. Almost avoid maintenance. You could get, say, a Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight. Can't even take this thing apart. All you can do is clean it out every once in a while and give it some oil. So, minimal maintenance, that's for sure. You can get most of the cold steel lineup has got a triad lock, which is basically a fancy back lock, and it's not a whole lot of maintenance for you to do there either. You know, you clean them out, run a Q-tip through them, and give them a couple dribbles of oil, just like you have to do your car. And you know, that, as far as back locks, if you are a person that does not want to do knife maintenance, you just want it to be there and ready for you all the time, a back lock knife is a good thing. You know, get you a Delica and ZDP 189 and sharpen it up good and forget about it. Because about all they really need is the occasional drip of oil in there, and they don't even have to have that. But if you do remember to put a drip of oil in there, the knife will last a lot longer and the pivot will work a lot smoother. But this, if you are a I don't want to do maintenance guy, the Delica or almost any of the FRN Spydercos, Boker's Patriot, and of course, all of your lock back bucks, the 110, 112, 501, 503, etc. You know, these things take very little maintenance. They will work and work and work and work. But if you want that newer stuff, if you want that stuff with the frame locks, the liner locks, the plunge locks, and all these newer innovations, you know, the Hawk lock. I've warned people every time I've done a video on one of these that the Buck Marksman with the SLS lock is not a knife for somebody who doesn't want to ever put tools on a knife, because in the first couple of days you're going to have to adjust that lock system. That's not hard to adjust, but if you're a person that doesn't know which end of an Allen key to use, it's going to be hard. And yeah, don't laugh at that, guys. You know, people come in different flavors. You know, I can use drill press, the grinder we just came down from, and all the other tools that I've got laying around here, just like you may be able to. But I am throwing fits over learning Fusion 360. It's just killing me. It's just not my thing. Now, I'll learn it, but it's going to take time. And there are a lot of people like that with tools. They may know what the tool is, but they don't know anything about it. They've never had to. So you don't give them a hard time. Try to help them. And realize they may not get it real quickly, because they just don't have an aptitude for it. You know, I happen to. I don't have an aptitude for the CAD program, but there's some other guy out there that looked at the CAD program the first day and went, oh, well, this makes sense, and built the Golden Gate Bridge inside his CAD program. You know, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to take on a project that big inside CAD. But point being, if you don't know how to use tools well, there are lots of people out here that are willing to help. I've got videos on the Marksman, and that is one of the points of this video. We've done one fixing the modern folder video, and I never went back and finished the series. Not because it wasn't popular, because it actually got a few views, just because, I don't know, I got bored with it or whatever. But would you guys like to see some more fixing the modern folder on different subject matter that comes up with a modern knife, especially knives that may not be quite perfect, and what you need to do to maintain your knives and things like that? If you would like to see more of those videos, we can do more of them, and I'll be happy to do them as long as you're willing to watch them. But for today's video, the big question is, do you think that we should be doing maintenance on knives? You know, whether it's a $400 or $500 knife, or whether it's a $60 knife, or less. You know, the Ganzos are pretty decent knives at less than 20 bucks, and you really don't have to do much to them most of the time, besides put a drop of oil in them every now and then, and make sure they're tight. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by to hang out with me for a few minutes. Let me know what you think about doing the videos in a not really a different environment, but slightly different format. Let me know what you think about knife maintenance. Should we be having to do maintenance on a freaking $450+ knife? Should we be doing maintenance on a $20 knife? You know, those Gonzos really aren't too bad. You put a couple drops of oil in them, and generally, if they started out good, they stay pretty good. Just have to tighten them up every once in a while. And let me know what you think about the series on fixing the modern folder, or, you know, maintenance on your knives. I have some other ideas, I just haven't done them. But if you guys want to see them and you guys want to watch them, I'm happy to get those videos out. And you have a great day. Don't hit your hand on the vise, and I'll see you next time.